Go.
Hello, my name is Colin. I'm reading for the Athens Limestone Public Library in Athens, Alabama. I will be reading a passage from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book was banned in 1996 in Lindale, Texas, because the book conflicted with the values of the community. To this day, To Kill a Mockingbird is still not approved by most school districts and is not allowed to be used as part of classroom curriculums. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. When we were small, Jim and I confined our activities to the southern neighborhood. But when I was well into the second grade at school and tormenting Boo Radley became passé, the business section of Maycomb drew us frequently up the street past the real property of Miss Henry Lafayette DeBose. It was impossible to go to town without passing her house unless we wished to walk a mile out of the way. Previous minor encounters with her left me with no desire for more, but Jim said I had to grow up at some time. Miss DeBose lived alone, except for a Negro girl in constant attendance, 2 doors up the street from us in a house with steep front steps and a dog-trot hall. She was very old. She spent most of each day in bed, and the rest of it in a wheelchair. It was rumored that she kept a CSA pistol concealed among her numerous shawls and wraps. Jim and I hated her. If she was on the porch when we passed, we would be raked by her wrathful gaze, subjected to ruthless interrogation regarding our behavior, and given a melancholy prediction on what we would amount to when we were grown up, which was always nothing. We had long ago given up the idea of walking past her house on the opposite side of the street. That only made her raise her voice and let the whole neighborhood in on it. We could do nothing to please her. If I said as sunnily as I could, "Hey, Mrs. DeBose," I would receive for an answer, "Don't you say hey to me, you ugly girl. You say good afternoon, Mrs. DeBose." She was vicious. Once she heard Jim refer to our father as Atticus, and her reaction was apoplectic. Besides being the sassiest, most disrespectful mutts who ever passed her way, we were told that it was quite a pity our father had not remarried after our mother's death. A lovelier lady than our mother never lived, she said, and it was heartbreaking the way Atticus Finch let her children run wild. I did not remember our mother, but Jim did. He would tell me about her sometimes, and he went livid when Miss DeBose shot us this message. Jim, having survived Boo Radley, a mad dog, and other terrors, had concluded that it was cowardly to stop at Miss Rachel's front steps and wait, and had decreed that we must run as far past the post office corner each evening to meet Atticus coming from work. Countless evenings, Atticus would find Jim furious at something Miss DeBose had said when we went by. "Easy does it, son," Atticus would say. "She's an old lady and she's ill. You just hold your head high and be a gentleman. Whatever she says to you, it's your job not to let her make you mad." Jim would say she must not be very sick, she hollered so. When the 3 of us came to her house, Atticus would sweep off his hat, wave gallantly to her, and say, "Good evening, Mrs. DeBose. You look like a picture this evening." I never heard Atticus say like a picture of what.